Good morning, my plant-loving friends. Welcome to your Daily Plant Pulse, a podcast-styled series rooted in my deep fascination with plants. Here, plants go through a plant pulse research protocol where we uncover fascinating insights from scientific studies and share them with you. All studies I review are sourced in the description. I'm not a doctor, just someone who loves to research plants and present what I find. Our 9-part series takes you from an introduction to the plant through amazing studies and even an occasional bonus episode. Be sure to check out our Plant Pulse playlist where all of our episodes on all plants will be. And when a plant profile review is complete, explore our Living Library playlist for an in-depth consolidated review. We dig deep into history, forgotten studies, and untold stories so plants can have a voice and their story can be told. Welcome to episode 9, where we dive deep into scientific studies exploring the incredible ways plants can support human and animal health, as well as solve practical real-world problems. There's so much to uncover that this episode will have many extensions. Look for 9.1, 9.2, and beyond as we continue unlocking the hidden potential of plants, largely undiscovered by mainstream society. Until now. So let's get moving. Today, we're digging into a fascinating area of research, how a compound called Diosgenin found naturally in yams may help protect cardiovascular health and prevent atherosclerosis. That's the buildup of plaque inside our arteries. We'll be reviewing a recent study called Dioscin Prevents Postmenopausal Atherosclerosis in Overreactomized LDLR mice through a PCG1A ERA pathway leading to a promotion of autophagy and inhibition of oxidative stress and inflammation and apoptosis. To see what the science says, let's walk through the findings and compare how this natural compound stacks up against common medications. So first, what is atherosclerosis? It's a condition where fatty deposits called plaques accumulate along the inner walls of arteries. These plaques narrow the arteries and restrict blood flow, which raises the risk of high blood pressure, heart attacks, strokes, poor circulation in the limbs, and even kidney disease. When arteries stiffen and narrow, the heart has to work harder to push blood through, and that's what we call hypertension. Now, certain lifestyle factors can make this worse. People who use or have used stimulants like nicotine, cocaine, methamphetamine, or even some prescription medications are at higher risk. These substances increase inflammation and oxidative stress, which means harmful molecules, called free radicals, start damaging cells, tissues, and blood vessels faster than the body can repair them. This is where Diosgenin comes in. Diosgenin is a plant-based compound found in yams, and it's been studied for its ability to reduce plaque buildup and calm inflammation. Researchers tested it in 3 ways. First, in lab-grown immune cells called THP1 macrophages. Second, in cholesterol-fed Y-star rats. And third, in genetically modified mice that are prone to high cholesterol and plaque formation, especially after menopause. Let's break that down. Macrophages are immune cells that act like cleanup crews. They gobble up bacteria, damaged cells, and excess cholesterol. But when they get overloaded with cholesterol, they turn into foam cells, which directly contribute to plaque buildup. Inflammation makes this worse. That's where cytokines come in. Cytokines are tiny proteins that act like text messages between immune cells. Some, like TNF-alpha, stir up inflammation. Others, like IL-6, also play a role in signaling damage, and NF-kappa B is a kind of master switch that turns on many of the genes involved in inflammation. In the lab, researchers added Diosgenin to these macrophages and saw some impressive changes. One key protein called ABCA1 increased. ABCA1 helps remove cholesterol from cells and sends it to HDL, the good cholesterol, so it can be safely eliminated. Diosgenin also lowered levels of a molecule called MIR19B, which is linked to plaque formation, and interestingly, it did all of this without affecting another cholesterol regulator called liver X receptor alpha, which shows that Diosgenin works in a targeted and efficient way. In animal studies, rats fed high cholesterol diet developed inflammation in the heart, liver, and brain. Diosgenin lowered several key inflammation markers, including COX2, which produces inflammatory compounds called prostaglandins, and TNF-alpha and the cytokine we mentioned earlier, and NF-kappa B, the inflammation switch. That's a strong sign that Diosgenin helps calm the immune system and reduce damage to blood vessels. In another study, postmenopausal mice genetically prone to high cholesterol were treated with Dioscin, a derivative of Diosgenin. These mice naturally develop atherosclerosis after menopause due to estrogen loss. Dioscin reduced plaque and inflammation without any toxic effects, which is especially promising for older populations. Now, how does this compare to traditional medicines? Most people with high cholesterol are prescribed statins. Statins are effective at lowering LDL, the bad cholesterol, but they can come with side effects like muscle pain, liver and enzyme changes, and in rare cases, increased risk of diabetes. Diosgenin and Dioscin, on the other hand, work on multiple fronts. They help clear cholesterol through ABCA1, reduce inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha, and block plaque-promoting molecules like MIR19B. That's a multi-targeted approach, similar to what combination drug therapies aim to achieve, but without the reported toxicity. To recap, Diosgenin and Dioscin increase cholesterol, clearing proteins, reduce inflammation markers, and slow plaque formation. They work at both the cellular and molecular levels, helping immune cells function better and protecting artery walls from damage. This is especially important for people at higher risk, those recovering from stimulant use, postmenopausal women, and anyone with chronic inflammation or high cholesterol. In these groups, Diosgenin and Dioscin's ability to reduce oxidative stress and calm the immune system could be particularly valuable. And here's the best part. Across all studies, labs, cells, rats, and mice, no toxicity was reported. That makes these compounds a compelling natural complement to lifestyle changes, dietary strategies, and even pharmaceutical therapy when needed. So while Diosgenin and Dioscin aren't replacements for conventional medications, they offer a safe plant-based way to support cardiovascular health. They help the body manage cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and protect blood vessels, all without the side effects seen in some drugs. So that wraps up today's segment. If you're curious about how these compounds might fit into a broader heart health strategy, stay tuned. We'll be exploring more plant-based interventions in upcoming episodes. This is just the beginning of a much deeper journey. In the next episode, we'll look at how yam polysaccharides may safely reduce colon inflammation and support gut healing in ulcerative colitis when properly processed. And we'll ask the big question: can yam polysaccharides help heal the gut and reduce the inflammation with ulcerative colitis? Stay tuned for part 5 in our ever-evolving yam episode 9, where we review studies with amazing results. The pulse continues.